Hello guys, this is James with True North EV. I come to you live, well I guess not really live. I come to you from Lashmodier Gabaret Historic Park in St. Boniface. I'm sure I butchered that name, and for the French people out there, I apologize. Which is sad because I do have French in me. I should be able to pronounce that, and I live in the area, so yeah. But getting on with it, today we're going to talk to you a bit about, I'm from Manitoba. We just went through, and are still in the process of cleaning up from a major winter storm that brought heavy, slushy, icy snow mixed with high winds, which actually did a lot of damage to our power system. But yeah, I want to talk to you kind of about, everybody's like, well, what do you do in your EV when the power goes out? And the main question is, what do you do in your gas vehicle when the power goes out? It's the same thing. Although when there's a storm approaching, we usually have some sort of warning to it. So again, like your gas vehicle, you fully charge. You fully gas up your vehicle, and you don't worry about it so much. On the plus side, which I did see a few different owner groups on Facebook do, was when their vehicle is in the garage, they were able to put an inverter in their vehicle and basically use their vehicle as a big old battery. That's the nice thing with the electric vehicle. You don't have to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning, which unfortunately we have had at least one case of, and that was actually a couple trying to heat their house with a barbecue. Which, again, the nice thing with the electric vehicle, even if it's not in a garage or whatever, if it's fully charged, you can sleep in it. With the Kona, it has a mode called utility mode. You can set up like a blow-up mattress in the back, and you can sleep in it in your warmth. You don't have to worry about getting cold or anything. Tesla has the camper mode. I'm not totally sure of if Nissan has anything, and I'm sure all the other manufacturers are kind of the same. Like, I don't see that being one of those things that others have thought of, but I'm sure it's gonna start being one of those things to think about. But yeah, it's a great thing. You keep warm in it. If it's summertime with the massive heat and all that, you can stay cool in it. You can plug in a little mini fridge or whatever. Like, I believe I said in a previous episode, my house is fully electric. We use 10 kilowatts of power a day, roughly. And the battery pack in the Kona is 60 plus kilowatts. That's 6 days worth of power to run my house. I can't obviously just plug into my house, but I can start using things in it and not be concerned about power usage. Obviously, if the power's out, you're probably not going to work, so you don't have to worry as much with the driving range. I know for some people, they're going on day 6 without power. And there is talks of it going into 10 plus days till all power is restored. Which, yes, then you're pushing even the battery life. But there is at least then you can then revert to the other options of the gas generators and all that. But you can also then use the gas generator to charge up the battery of the vehicle and use the the vehicle's battery to use for heat or cooling, whichever is necessary when there's a power outage. I just find the people that are saying, well, you can't use it, I go with, it's still a vehicle. You can use your gas vehicle. If you don't get gas in your vehicle before the power outage, you're probably not getting gas in the vehicle because the pumps need electricity. Everybody still requires electricity to keep going. So if you can't get gas, you probably can't get electricity for your vehicle. I feel that it's pretty simple with that. But hopefully those out there that are affected by the power outage are staying warm, staying cool, staying dry. I know that the Manitoba Hydro guys trying to get the power back on definitely are not. It's a bit of a swamp out there. Lots of water, lots of all the snow, or the majority of the snow is already melted. So now they're dealing with water, and more water. But yeah, that's kind of the main thing. Just people have this misconception of electric vehicles are some sort of weird anomaly type deal, that how does it function if we don't have power? Where it's still just a vehicle. It's just has a different means to get around, and there's advantages to the gas vehicle and there's advantages to the electric vehicle. I guess the other nice thing that I found with all this snow and the Kona especially is I actually went to help out a friend shovel her driveway and sidewalk and all that. But I drove there. So after shoveling for, I think it was about a half hour, I was sweating. I was just dripping sweat. So I was able to come into the Kona, put on the air conditioner, get super cool, super quick. It was super nice. And then once I was kind of dried off, I turned it to heat, and it's instant heat. It's there. I didn't even have it put up that high, and it was getting super warm. Almost had to unroll the window a bit. But heated seats are fantastic also. With the wet snow that we had, it's also super heavy. So I was able to then get in, cool off, have the air conditioner blowing on me, the heated seats on, making my back feel all nice. And it's one of those things that you don't really think about until you have it, and then when you have it, after like a couple of months, you don't really think of it. It's just normal. It's what just should be there. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I do have back issues, so it's really nice knowing that I can just turn it on and have almost instant relief with that. The other thing I learned about the Kona, with being a front-wheel drive electric in the snow, is once it gets to be that wet, sloppy snow, the tires are kind of garbage. We do have just the factory all-season tires on there. I'm pretty sure for next year we'll be getting actual winter tires. I do want to just take one season with all seasons. I feel like I then get the actual better feeling for the vehicle. I've always driven in the winter with all-season tires up until, I guess 2 years that me and my wife had our one vehicle. It was a Honda Insight, and she had actually purchased winter tires for it previously. So that was the only reason I had winter tires. If it was up to me, I always drive all season. I hardly ever got stuck. I think I've been stuck 3 times in my personal vehicle where I've actually needed to be towed out. And it was because of obvious, or 2 out of 3 was because of stupidity. The 3rd time was just deep ruts, and my Dodge Caliber did not like the deep ruts. But I feel with all seasons, you usually can just drive semi-normal, or maybe take it a little easier, and you should be fine usually. Like, I feel that when you throw winter tires on a vehicle, people drive a little more stupidly, shall we say, because they think they got the winter tires on. I guess it goes to my belief that everybody, or at least here in Manitoba or winter locations, should be forced to go through driver training in the winter time, and have to take essentially a driving test in the winter as well as in the summer, because it is 2 very different driving styles. As somebody that drives quite a bit throughout the day for work, it's quite the endeavor watching people try to figure out how to drive. And they're usually teenagers, where I was guilty of it also, just thinking that just power through anything and we'll make it out type deal. Just not knowing how to do it. But yeah, so we're definitely gonna have to see how these tires do for the winter, the Kona factory ones. But I'm already looking at Fast Wheels has some new EV, I guess not really EV branded, more geared towards EVs type or rims. And so looking at those to possibly get for winter tires. Just not sure if I want to go that route or just get your good old classic steel rims and tires and call it a day. But yeah, it's a new experience, and I don't know how it is in other locations, but here in Manitoba, our first snowfall, it's everybody trying to relearn how to drive for winter. So it's always a little sketchy the first week or so, but after that people kind of calm down or start using public transit or other means to get to work. But so we're gonna see though, it hasn't gotten really cold yet. I think we got down to -2 degrees Celsius, which I'm using my phone for recording. I can't do the quick conversion to Fahrenheit, but just below freezing, which really isn't cold for Winnipeg. But car is doing fantastic. As I've said previously, just plug it in and it warms up. It's all ready to go. Even if I forget to plug it in, because I don't need to plug it in, I have had it unplugged for, what are we at, 5 days now? And I still have, and I've taken road trips, I'm still at 39%. We've gone on longer road trips, we've gone out cruising, whatnot. It's when I don't plug it in, I can, 5 minutes before I leave, I just turn on the app, which Hyundai's Blue Link is notoriously slow. It is one of the worst apps I've ever used. But I turn on the app. It's usually 10 minutes before because there's about 5 minutes of fighting. And I just turn on the heat. It's essentially like starting your vehicle, except it's way quicker. In 5 minutes, it is like a little sauna in here. I set it to 22 degrees Celsius, so making it real nice and cozy in here. I turn on the window defrost and the rear defrost, so I don't even worry about scraping windows. But I think it's definitely need to work on that app, but it is fantastic. It's these things that you don't have to worry about. It's even in a gas vehicle, like my work truck is gas. It does have a remote start, but even after running for 15-20 minutes, if not more, it's kind of just barely starting to creep up to blowing warm air, where this, I got instant heat right away. Not even worried about it. But I think I've rambled on enough about this winter. I am hoping to actually have a guest on the next episode, and we're going to be chatting about Globe and Mail has an article that came out a little while ago, October 1st, on the best, or I guess the title's called "These EVs Offer the Most Range for Your Money." So it's kind of basing the price per kilometer. It's obviously a Canadian article. It was in the Globe and Mail. But we're going to have a guest, hopefully, to come and discuss that and give their insight on that, as they are a car salesperson. So we're going to hopefully line that up shortly and have that out. So I might even have that out. I've been trying to do every 2 weeks. That will probably be out before then, even. So I'll go all crazy and do an extra one. So yeah, thanks for tuning in again. And any questions, comments, critiques, whatever, or just to chat, the email for the podcast is truenorthev@gmail.com. And feel free to contact me there. And have yourself a great week. Bye.